Hi everyone, Lisa here from LC Designs. Welcome to Workshop Wednesday. I'm doing a pre-recorded video. Of course, I had planned on going live, but I got word that my sister passed away, so I'm not going to be able to do a live video. But luckily, I'm able to do a pre-recorded one and I will post it. Just a couple of reminders. I still have my kintsugi class to go. If you need any information on that, just look below and I'll have all the links. And to join my email list if you want to get a PDF tutorial every week. And that goes out every Friday. And be sure and share my video. When you share my video, you'll be entered into a prize drawing. So thank you so much for your understanding, and I will see you next Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. Okay, so here is today's project, and I wanted to make a treat box. So this holds a Little Debbie Nutty Buddy cookie cake or whatever. So these are round, so I'm sure you guys have seen the square bars, the Nutty Buddies. Now they're coming out with different ones. This is a round one. Mine is a little melted because it's been hot here. And then I also added to my pouch was a package of lemonade to go next to our water bottle. And we are using the Notes and Totes bundle. I love this bundle. But we're gonna use the stamps set in the dies, just a few. I already have them pulled out, and we are gonna start with some crumb cake cardstock. And let me see, where are my directions? Like I say, I always print my directions a little bit bigger so that I can read instead of going through my own step-by-step instructions. So this is going to be 5.5 by 10. So let's cut the 5.5 and cut, and by 10. Today I'm a little bit close up. I wanted to kind of do close up instead of you being so far away. Since I'm not doing Facebook Live, it makes a difference. Okay, so we're going to score this long side, the 10-inch side, at 1 inch. There's something on my paper there. Make sure you have your scoring blade. So 1 inch, 4.5, 5.5, 9 inch, and then of course we're at 10. And then we're going to turn it and score the short side, which is the 5.5 inch side, at 1 and 4.5. So 1 and then 4.5. So again, the long side was at 1 inch, 4.5, 5.5, and then 9. And then the short side is 1 and 4.5. So this is going to be our box. And let's burnish those lines. We're going to cut them all up. I've done this. I created this box quite a while back, and I'm finally getting to use it. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos since I have had to pre-record it. I just wasn't sure about doing a live video today. You know, my sister lived in California. I live in New Mexico. I knew she was sick, but did not expect this outcome. She fought a hard, long fight. Okay, so I'm kind of angling mine. I always like to do that just because in case my score lines are a little bit off. So we're going up each score line on the long sides on both. The long side on both sides. So, there we go. Almost done. And of course, these don't have to be precise unless you're a perfectionist. I used to be. I've gotten a little better to not be so, well, I still try to be perfect, but not so much where they all have to be the same and even. So we're going to glue 4 of the tabs into one side of the large section, because these are going to be our bottom box. Using my little handy dandy clothespins. And then let's do this last one. These get a little tricky once you're forming your box. You kind of have to move them around. Let's add another. And I do have some more for the other 2. And now these 2 are going to go, did I glue them in? I think I did. Like I said, I made this box so long ago that I'm always trying to remember, what did I do without taking the box apart over here? Well, untying our beautiful bow, but yeah, they're glued in. They're glued in. All right, so we'll let this move aside, and we will start on our tote bag, and then we'll come back to cutting the DSP and stuff. So on the tote, you're only gonna need one side of it. Instead of 2, to put a normal tote together, you would need 2 pieces. We're just gonna do 1 because our bag is flat and we're making a square tote instead of the full, like, beachside tote. So this is basic beige. And this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. I think this is, let's do maybe the stripes here. I call them stripes. They're actually the hand, I don't know, the stripe. I call them stripes. Handle, whatever you like to call it. And then they're not the handle. This one here is for the handle. Let's move that over. And I probably don't need that much, but where's my handle? Here's my handle. And then, oops, that one is going to want to do its own thing. So we're going to tape it down. And then here's like the little buckle, this side. And so we'll just stick that in there. So I think that's it for the moment. And let's get, these actually, I don't call them stripes in my tutorial. I think I call them accents. You know, when you're trying to think of the names of things, and I believe in my tutorial I call them accents, but that's what those are. And then we're gonna do our water bottle. So there's 2 ways you can do the water bottle. This is what our water bottle is gonna look like. So in my instructions, I tell you to cut a shaded spruce one and then a silver foil one. But, so if you do the whole silver foil one, you have to cut off this little piece. So let me show you a shortcut. Let's get this handle out. And, or a way to save. So see, you can see I already did it. Just kind of place it where a little bit of your bottle, you could actually align it all the way up to the bottom if you like. But instead of using a whole bottle, but if you do a whole bottle, you can just use that other half on another project. So here's the only piece we need, and then the piece that is still stuck in there. So I will show you that in a minute. So I believe that's it on the die cutting for right now. So on this one, we're going to go ahead and stamp the flowers in shaded spruce all over our bottle. And you probably really only have to do this once because the bottle's not that big. And just stamp it so that it has some flowers on it. And so now let me grab my silicone mat. And we're going to glue our lid, or our top to our water bottle, and our little handle that's still stuck in there. And I'm going to get my take your pick tool to help. Okay, let me get some of these other pieces. Well, we don't need these right at the moment. I'm just all over the place. All right, so we're gonna add some glue for our lid. And that's why I wanted my take your pick tool so it can pick it up. And then we're gonna put just, there's one of two ways. You could put just a thin strip of glue along the edge. My glue's not coming out. There we go. Or like some drops. Or you can put your glue onto your piece, your handle. And then glue. It's kind of the only thing about this glue. You don't want it to get on your silver foil because it marks. So there's our bottle. We're going to move that aside. So on our tote, we're going to fold all these pieces in, burnish them, but this little tab here, I'm going to cut that off because we really don't need it since we're making the square tote. And so we're going to fold this in, fold this over, and fold this over. So let's burnish those lines to make sure that this is nice and crisp. And we're just going to add some glue right here to these corners to glue them down. We don't want to get glue up because we're making our so-called pocket to fit all our goodies in. We just want to let those, I made a boo-boo, but it'll be okay. So you probably want to glue your stripes on your accents on first. So okay, they're not coming out. Here we go. So they're still not coming. They would just be easier to do ahead of time, before you folded it up, but it's okay. We're all good. So what I do is I eyeball my handle, where I want my handle to go. So let's say I want my handle to go there. Is that pretty even? And then we're just gonna glue. I put a strip of glue and then I add my accents. What would you guys call these? I call them accents. I got glue on me. And then let's glue this one. And the reason I say it might be easier to do these first is for this bottom one. So on the bottom, because it's going to wrap around, but it's okay. So we're just going to add some glue here. Line this up. And then we'll let that dry a little bit. So then we can put these curves around. And this is where it would have been a little bit easier had you did it before. But like I said, we're okay. We got this. I'm going to hold this down for a minute just to put these in place. And then now we can glue our handle. So just some little snips or dots of glue. And hold that on. I got a little bit of glue on my fingers. So everything's gonna stick to me now. All right, and then we need our little buckle. So you have this extra piece that you can put, I can show you. It would have been nice had I added that, but then made this buckle a different color, because I tried let me show you some other ones I was playing around with. So see, I put that little buckle. Can you see it on the triangle? And it doesn't stand out. So if the buckle was a different color, here's another one with just the buckle, different handle. And what do we have here? The different handle. I didn't finish decorating this one. See, this one I used 2 pieces and made the square one. These are still just the flat. But had I made this in a different color, it would stand out better if we used that little triangle. So just glue our little buckle right like so. Get this out of the way so I don't lose it. Okay, so we got our water bottle. We're just gonna move these aside. Let's go back to our box. And of course, I don't think I grabbed the DSP. So this is just gonna fold over like so. Where's my melted Nutty Buddy? Here it is. So let's put our melted, hopefully yours is not melted. It's been really hot here. Let me grab the DSP. I was like, which DSP? So we're using the woven textures, and we are going to use this pattern and the back side. So I want it to do two-tone. I don't know if you can see that woven, and then this is the back side. All right, so we are going to need let me see. Where's my DSPC? Oh, 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. So 3 3/8, which is 2 lines before the half. So 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. Again, 2 lines before the half on this trimmer. Your trimmer might be different. So this is the one that's going to go on the top. And then we are going to cut 3 3/8 by 7/8. So this is already 3 3/8, right? So we're just going to do 7/8, which is 2 lines before the 1. And we're going to need 4 of these. These are the sides. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Since I'm doing this at the last minute, because I had planned on going live, I forgot to grab all my supplies. I wasn't ready yet. But I'm gonna be busy trying to figure out what's gonna happen with my sister. All right, so we're gonna glue this one on the top. I really appreciate your guys' understanding as well. I'm one that I don't like to not do what I promise, to do a live. Usually if I'm not going to be in town, I will let you guys know that I'm going to have it pre-recorded. But this is last minute. For those of you who might just be catching the video, my sister passed away yesterday, so that's why I'm not doing a live video. I'm doing this pre-recorded. All right. She was sick, but kind of was not expecting to get the call that I got yesterday. All right, one more side. And there we go with that one. And as always on these kind of boxes, if you guys want, you could put a little notch in there to where your recipient can open it. But it's totally up to you. Just use a small hole punch. I'm sorry. Again, I got lost for a second there. I'm thinking about something else. So you could put a little notch in it, just if you have like a 3/4 inch punch or so. We're going to use our Darling Duckling ribbon, and we are just going to tie a bow. And I always tie mine upside down. Mine come out better when I do them upside down. So technically this bow's on the left side. Right now it's on the right because I'm tying it upside down. But just use this wonderful Darling Duckling ribbon. Like so. And make your bow on the left side. I don't know, do you guys tie your bows upside down, or do yours come out? As many bows as I tie, you would think I would have it down by now, but I don't know. Anyhow, there is our bow. Let's fix these ends. There we go. And now our little tote. Where did I? Oh, my tote's right in front of me. Hello. Move this down a tad. So what I did is I used dimensionals, but I kind of use these end ones because they just fit along the edge better. And you can actually kind of move them in some so that they're not really being seen. Uh-oh, I only have one more edge. Let me see if I could cut another one. This little piece here will work. I mean, you could use dimensionals, not a problem. But again, this is our little pocket. And actually, I hadn't thought about it. Maybe we could put one kind of, here, let's just use a mini piece right across here. That might help our little pocket. It's optional. That's not, I didn't do that on my other one, but now that I was looking at it, I was like, oh, maybe I could do that. So we're gonna, uh-oh, look, this one must have moved on me. So I'm just gonna trim that. Trim our little accent. Put our tote bag right here like so. Where is my lemonade? I know I have a packet of lemonade. Here's my lemonade. Go in our pocket. And the water bottle, it's up to you. I put just like a tiny bit of liquid glue, just a dot, to attach to the bag so it doesn't move around. And just hold that there where your glue is. And then now our Darling Duckling piece of cardstock is 1 by 1 3/4. It's Darling Duckling. We're going to use the news flash, you're fabulous. And we are going to use Memento Black. And stamp right in the middle. And I want to make sure that this is the correct size. What did I tell you again? It's 1 by 1 3/4. Yeah, 1 by 1 3/4. And then we're just going to glue this right here. And isn't this a cute little treat that you can, these little things always make good little hostess gifts, or, you know, I always like to give them when I go to the doctors, to the medical assistants, and they get so happy to receive a gift. So your lemonade. I bought some more of these. I bought mine at Target yesterday, but yesterday I bought some strawberry lemonade ones. But these ones, they match. That's why I went with the shaded spruce to match that. To match that, maybe we should put it this way so that they match like so. Actually, that's the way it was supposed to go. And that's our little treat and drink holder. I hope you guys enjoyed this project, and thanks again for understanding. Oh, my bow's a little different, look. But thank you so much for understanding that I don't have a live video. To next week, I'm not even sure the date. Is it the 3rd? I believe, no, 1st, 3rd, 2nd. I might not have a live video again. My brother's coming into town, so I'll let you know. Just I will still try to keep up on my Facebook page and everything. Thank you all for joining me. Have a great week. Bye.